This is part 1 of Ebube, the Jealous Friend, a high school story of friendship, jealousy, and young love. Chisom and Ebube had been best friends since their first year in high school. They walked to school together, ate together, and read together. But beneath Ebube's smile was a silent storm, a deep jealousy she hid from everyone but herself. Chisom was brilliant, loved by teachers, and always found favor everywhere she stepped. Ebube, on the other hand, was always struggling to meet up, and every time someone praised Chisom, it felt like a fresh wound in her heart. One Monday morning, excitement spread across the school like wildfire. A new student had enrolled, a boy named Emeka. He was fair-skinned, handsome, and had soft curly hair and made many think he was a foreigner. Rumor had it that he was from a wealthy home, but no one knew why a rich boy would attend their middle-class school. The moment Ebube set eyes on him, she froze. Her heart raced. She blushed so hard she had to look away. She tried walking up to him, but Emeka didn't even notice her. He simply walked past, like she didn't exist. Feeling embarrassed and breathless, she ran to Chisom. "Chisom, have you seen the new guy in school?" she asked, panting slightly. Chisom looked confused. "Which new guy? I haven't seen anybody. What are you talking about?" Ebube quickly hid her excitement. "Never mind, forget it." She refused to tell Chisom more because she feared what she always feared, that Chisom would attract him too. A few days later, Chisom went to the staff room to submit her notebook as her teacher instructed. As she opened the door to leave, she found Emeka standing by the doorway, waiting, but not for a teacher, for her. "Hey, pretty girl," he said with a charming smile. "What's your name?" Chisom blinked in surprise. No boy had ever approached her like that. She told him her name and asked if he was the new student everyone had been talking about. "Yes," he said proudly. "You look too rich for this school," Chisom joked lightly. Emeka shook his head. "Stop saying that. We are all the same here. Don't make it sound like I'm more special than anyone else." Chisom smiled, a warm, honest smile, and from that moment, a friendship began. They started reading together, meeting after school, and helping each other with assignments. Their bond grew quickly, and the more time they spent together, the more Ebube's jealousy deepened. One afternoon, Ebube cornered Chisom behind one of the classroom blocks, her eyes already heavy with tears. "Why are you this wicked and selfish?" she snapped. "Must you take everything that makes me happy?" Chisom stepped back, confused. "Ebube, what are you talking about?" "That boy, Emeka, I told you about him and you went behind my back to snatch him from me. I thought we were best friends." Chisom stared at her in shock. "You mean Emeka?" As she asked quietly. "He and I are just friends, nothing more. You can have him if you want." She walked away, hot and confused. From that day, Chisom avoided Emeka completely, stopped going to their reading spots, stopped responding to him, and avoided walking near him in school. Emeka noticed. One afternoon, he stopped her along the school walkway. "Chisom, why have you been avoiding me?" he asked, genuinely worried. She sighed. "Please, I don't want to see you around me again. Why didn't you tell me you were dating my best friend?" Emeka frowned. "Your best friend? Who?" "Ebube," she said. The moment she described Ebube, Emeka burst into laughter. "That desperate girl?" he asked. "She tried talking to me once, but I was not attracted to her. I don't know her. We've never spoken." Hearing that, Chisom finally understood. Slowly, she began talking to Emeka again, and their friendship grew even stronger. They studied hard together, motivated each other, and by their final year, they both graduated with flying colors. Meanwhile, Ebube watched from a distance, still jealous, still bitter, still convinced that Chisom was the reason good things never came her way. After graduation, life took different turns for the three of them. Chisom gained admission into a good university to study nursing. Emeka traveled abroad to study business management, promising to keep in touch, and Ebube stayed back home, still unsure of her future and still battling that same silent jealousy that had lived in her heart for years. The university brought out the best in Chisom. She became more confident, more beautiful, and more focused. Her lecturers loved her, her classmates respected her, and soon she became one of the best students in her department. Emeka called her often from overseas. Long video calls filled with laughter, stories, and occasional teasing. Their friendship grew deeper, stronger, and more meaningful than before. But to Chisom, it was pure friendship. To Emeka, it was becoming something more. Meanwhile, Ebube's life began to fall apart. She applied to universities but was not accepted. She tried polytechnics but still no success. Her parents struggled to sponsor her studies, and eventually, she gave up and started selling clothes in a small shop. Every time she scrolled through Facebook and saw Chisom's achievements, awards, scholarships, smiling pictures, something inside her tightened painfully. Why always her? Why never me? The jealousy that once lived quietly began to grow into bitterness, and bitterness soon became an obsession. She blamed Chisom for everything, even the things she caused by her own decisions. After 4 years abroad, Emeka returned home, taller, more handsome, and more successful than anyone expected. He wasted no time visiting Chisom. The moment he saw her, he froze. She was more beautiful, more graceful, and more confident than he remembered. "I've missed you," Emeka said softly. Chisom smiled. "I've missed you too." That evening, they walked through the quiet estate road, talking about everything they had missed. Their chemistry was innocent but powerful, and the world around them seemed to blur away. Ebube saw them. She was on her way to buy a recharge card when she saw Emeka walking with Chisom, laughing and smiling like two people in love. Her heart cracked. "Not again. Chisom has taken everything from me again." That night, she cried until dawn. Weeks later, Emeka confessed his feelings to Chisom. "I love you. Not today. Not yesterday. I've loved you since we were in high school. I was just waiting for the right time." Chisom was shocked, confused even, but her heart had always felt safe with him. Slowly, she accepted his love. They became officially together. Pictures of them flooded social media. People congratulated them. Everyone was happy, except one person. Ebube's heart hardened completely. Unable to cope with the bitterness, Ebube stopped talking to Chisom entirely. She blocked her on WhatsApp, unfollowed her on Facebook, and cut her off everywhere. But she still watched from afar. One day, she overheard that Emeka was planning to propose properly at a small private dinner with Chisom's friends. This news shattered the last piece of her sanity. "She took my happiness. She took my future. She took my man. If I can't have peace, she won't have peace either." Chisom was on her way to meet Emeka. She wore a beautiful white gown, glowing with excitement, unaware of the disaster waiting for her. As she walked through a quiet shortcut her friends always used, Ebube stepped out from behind a wall, eyes red, hands trembling, holding a broken bottle. "Chisom," Ebube said with a shaking voice, "why do you always take everything from me?" Chisom froze. "Ebube, what are you doing with that? Please drop it, let's talk." But Ebube's tears kept flowing. "Why must it always be you?" She screamed and rushed at her. In the struggle, the bottle pierced Chisom's side. Chisom gasped, stumbled and fell to the ground. Blood soaked her dress. Her breathing grew weaker. Her eyes dimmed. "Chisom!" Ebube screamed suddenly, realizing what she had done, but it was too late. Emeka arrived a moment later, running towards the screams. He dropped to his knees, lifting Chisom's lifeless body and screaming her name repeatedly, tears pouring uncontrollably. The paramedics came. The police came. But the girl who was once the brightest star, the girl who wanted nothing but peace, the girl who never competed with anyone, was gone. Ebube was arrested, shaking and crying, repeating the same broken words. "I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to." But intentions never bring back the dead. Emeka never recovered fully from the tragedy. He left the country again, heart shattered. And Ebube, she spent her youth behind bars, a prisoner of her own jealousy long before the walls closed in. Chisom's death became a painful reminder that jealousy doesn't destroy the person you envy. It destroys you first. Thank you all for watching this emotional story. Please don't forget to like, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and please follow for more stories that will touch your heart. See you in our next story. Bye.